Sorry, I was outside with Kiba. Whew. Oh my goodness. I ran up the stairs like, oh my gosh, I neglected them for too long. How are you guys? Do I sound okay? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let me pop out the chats. Oh snap. I can't see any. I think it's yeah. Every time I have to change my bind. Every time I press F11, everything goes full screen. But that's how it's so cold outside and it's lingering on my body. That's how I switch scenes. But I need to change it. Got some water. It's so good. Like, it's so good. Kazaroni, what's up? Welcome back. So we are doing something a bit different today. Back in the day, before both of you guys' time, I played these games called The Test. And it was a series of, it's pretty much like a test, and I know how it sounds, but it's like these psychological questions, and then they come up with some sort of like deep psychological analyzation of you. Analysis. I'm like, hello, analyze what? Analysis of you. I'm sorry, English has not been good to me lately. Yeah, exactly, Akrab. And hello, Nishi. And they came out with the third and final chapter of the Test Trilogy. And I've yet to be able to play it because when it came out, I lost my access to a PC. And now I get to finally play it. And the cool thing about this game is that they also, if you played the other titles that they've had in the past, and let's say you like reviewed them and things like that, they included your name in the credits this time or something of that nature. I'm almost 100% positive Yin has already done it. So Yin, if you're here, if you're hearing this, don't spoil anything. Do not spoil anything. Like whatever you're gonna say, just backspace it. I don't want to know anything about it. I don't want to know not one thing about it at all. Okay? Yes. I know, you know. I thought you knew immediately. Okay. And I just popped in. So you know. I know you know. I'm not surprised that you know. You had a feeling? Yeah. I'm so excited. Sorry. I'm killing myself. I think this is it. Yeah. So this is it in the store for anyone who's wondering. The Test Final Revelation. This is the third one. All right, these are fairly short. I know the first one was pretty long. Okay, I don't know anything about this, so Blood Bones, but yeah, it's not Sims. Raft, oh my gosh. Hi Rith, I'm doing good. Yes, okay, for anyone who just came in, again, I'll say, so this is the third test in the trilogy. No, I never played it, Dirk. I never got to play it. Oh, wait a second. No, I played Zoo Tycoon growing up. I was like, I played the Tycoons growing up. I don't think I ever did Roller Coaster. But Zoo Tycoon, oh my gosh, you could not talk to me about 5-star zoos. Like, I was the master. But okay, so the test, Final Revelation, it's the third one. And I don't know what to expect at all. But the other two, if anyone's ever been curious, in my Discord, my like my phrase under my name is always, or like my status, it's always blessing plus self-care. And it's because of the test. So the test, number one, it gave me blessing. The second one gave me self-care. So I'm wondering what word they'll give me this time. They give you this psychological analysis of yourself at the end. It's not like a Myers-Briggs type thing. It's not like a personality thing. It's more and completely different at the same time. Architect is a game I've been playing a bit of, and I thought you'd like it. It's basically multiplayer. Multiplayer Roller Coaster Tycoon? That sounds awesome. Like, the only way to get better with the Tycoon games is to make it multiplayer, so I'm down. I have to write that down. I usually have pen and paper near me. I guess I'll use my phone like other people do. Let's see. Parkitect, like architect. Bet. Okay. Logic, welcome to the fam. All right, let's go in. Before experiencing the test, Final Revelation, it is highly recommended that you've played its prequels, The Test and The Test Hypothesis Rising, before venturing into this experience. We've played. You will stand to gain a lot more from this experience if you've played the first two titles, and this examination will also make a bit more sense as it carries on from where the last examinations left off. I would like to urge you to go and play the test followed by the test Hypothesis Rising, now before venturing forward, and follow the instructions listed throughout the games, as you will certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the tests in the order they were designed to be taken. Would you like to close the game? Blah, 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 blah. I've already played the test. Well then, let's continue. Well, wouldn't you know, Tyron? Hello, hello. No rush. Okay. Please make sure that you answer each question with the utmost honesty and that you take your time to answer the questions presented. Even answering one question improperly may drastically change your outcome. You cannot go back to answer questions you misanswered, so be sure to take your time. This is of utmost importance. When the sun comes crashing down and the heroes fade away, when darkness is all around and there is no light of day, I will come back for you so that you never feel alone. My spirit will push through, your heart will forever be my home. And when the world spirals into abyss, I will be standing there. Your embrace, so long I've missed, my soul, my love I bear. And when every nerve has been left deadened, and every ghost has left its shell, I will bring you back to your heaven, as you've rescued me from my hell. Bars. Then when everyone's like, I didn't know you could read. What do you guys think of me? No matter what happens, I will always love you. See, that was fate. Now choice is saying, do you promise? With every ounce of my heart and each droplet of my soul, I swear to you, we are going to find a way out of here. Hmm. I'm almost like, is this like a game or is this just questions? It seems like a Pokemon game. Destiny. I wasn't expecting you so soon. Though I knew that one day we would meet in this room. You see, closely, I've been watching you. Studying every breath and every move. A few of my former colleagues you may have met. And a slew of questions you've answered without regret. I may be similar, but unlike them still. I'll make you swallow the truth like a bitter pill. I will peel the emotion from your soul and make you eat your feelings whole. The questions I ask may be hard to answer, but I will cut the truth from you like cancer. Both of us know why you're here, to open up and cast out fear, to be as honest as you can, to take angel's wing or devil's hand. And in the end, we both will know how to escape your undertow. Time is on your side, but mistakes are not. Misanswered questions lead to misery, rot. Take time to think before you decide. Dig deep for the answers that live inside. You may not go back, you may not return. Once a decision is made, into your soul it is burned. But before we continue, just know this. Your dishonesty would be very remiss. If your answers lack the guidance of truth, then your final destination will be rather uncouth. So with that being said, I need your heart's honesty. You can run from yourself, but you can't run from me. Now, let the examination begin. Dun, dun, dun. Tell me I said hello. Do you ever feel like you just aren't good enough? Yes. Do you ever feel, I'm already like, oh, here we go. Do you ever feel like you put more effort into friends or relationships than others put back into you? Yes. Do you ever feel like your life is going nowhere? No. Do you ever feel like you're trapped in limbo? Not anymore. I would say like in a time period when I was very depressed, I did feel that way. You know, when you're in that state of nothingness, almost like that numb, constant state, that felt like limbo, but I don't feel that way anymore. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by seemingly trivial tasks? Yes. And I used to be a lot worse than that. I used to have a lot of panic attacks, but I've come a long way with that stuff. Now I think I just get overwhelmed where I can feel that build up inside of me and it messes with my mood, but I can work through it without it affecting everything around me. You got appreciative, Ian. Are you sometimes afraid of what your future may hold? That's a good question. Are you sometimes afraid of what your future may hold? I don't think that I am afraid. But sometimes is like such a vague word. I think because I hesitated, I'm gonna put yes, but let me think through it. I'm never really fearful. I look forward to the future, but I would say in times when I'm at my lowest, that's when I maybe I do feel fearful on like um, looking back and just wondering where the time has gone and wondering why I didn't allow myself to really live, you know? And I reference it a lot with like dancing, like nobody's watching. That's what comes to mind when I'm like, damn, I don't want to look back and be like, I always held back my expressiveness and who I was. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? Yes. Are you afraid of death? No, I'm actually not. I don't have like existential crises or fears in that way. I do have curiosities, and like sometimes I can think myself to worry for a moment, but that's like just if I'm trying to understand, I guess, like the thinking of like being worried in the first place. But generally, no, I don't know. I guess for me, I'm like, um, we're all made of energies, and like, I don't know. I think of the brain. I'm like, my consciousness will be gone, and whatever happens, happens, and I don't really stress too much about it. If anything, I'm afraid of not living rather than death, if that makes sense. Like I said before, like I'm afraid of living a life where I'm looking back, like, why didn't I allow myself to live? Are you afraid of what might come after death? No. So I just don't presume to know. You know, it could be anything. Like, there's so many theories and beliefs, and so many people, so many different people have different faiths and or knowledge or whatever they think about what's going to happen, and I don't presume to know in any sense. So I'm not really afraid of it either. I know it's unknown, um, but I've kind of just accepted that portion of unknown. Do you feel as though you're wanted in life? I'm gonna say yes, but Kai, hello. Um, yeah, I do feel like I am wanted. I think sometimes I don't want myself. And I think anyone who understands that insecurity may understand what I'm talking about. Knowing that the people around you want you and appreciate you, but knowing that you're not giving that same respect to yourself, that can make things feel a bit conflicting. But I do feel wanted. Do you ever feel like you just don't belong? Yes. And I think the vast majority of people feel this way, which, because I've traveled so many different places, and I've lived in so many different places with so many different people and cultures, and I always come back to the conclusion that we're not so different. All the differences in the world, and like as a species, we're all just not so different. I think a lot of us feel this way at some point in time, whether they think it's like a good thing or a bad thing. Do you ever feel like a burden? Yes. um, yeah, I do. It's something I'm working on though, because I think it's illogical thinking. A lot of the times when I feel like a burden, it's like, like there's a part of me that's like, but your worth. Like, that shouldn't be a burden to somebody, not if they really care about you. Like, you don't, like I don't ask for much. I don't throw myself onto people. But I still feel that, like there's like logic and then there's the emotions. Have you ever felt left out? Oh, absolutely. And I think I'm sensitive to this feeling as well, if I'm going to be honest with myself. Like if there's a group of 3, I like very quickly feel left out, and I almost give in to that. Maybe even preemptively, like before I even have a chance of being left out, I'm already like, all right, well, Oh my goodness. Brom, appreciate you with a $20 tip. You're goated and you're just in time for all the hype. Feel free to jump into the conversation. I appreciate you. But yeah, I was saying, before I even have the chance of being left out, I feel like I'll distance myself, kind of like, oh, I'm content by myself, it's fine, and I just kind of like let it happen, which could maybe even forge the opportunity for it to happen. You know, it's kind of like self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're already telling yourself like they're just gonna leave me out anyway, let me do everything I can to be okay alone, it kind of forces it to be the case. So this game is more like a psychological analysis. So like, what I don't know what therapy means to you, but maybe so. It can be like therapy at the end of the day is more about guidance, self-reflection, and growth. So, yeah. Money, welcome to the fam. Have you ever felt like a failure? Well, geez. I'm gonna say yes. I know how it sounds. I feel like people are like, "Oh my god, like, do you ever feel good?" I do. Okay, thank you, kid, because I feel the same. I'm like, I'm saying yes to everything. Um, I'm saying yes, but I don't feel like, oh, dolls, you're a failure. I don't feel that way. But I have, like, have you ever felt, yeah, momentarily, just being like, damn, like I failed. I have definitely had that feeling. I feel like I'd be being dishonest if I just said no. Have you ever felt like you just weren't attractive enough? Yes. I'm very insecure. And the worst thing about when you say, oh, I'm insecure, is when people are like, insecure about what? Like, ugh, it's so annoying when attractive people say that they're insecure. It's like I'm telling you that I feel it. You know, like they almost think that I'm lying. I'm like, first of all, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not my own cup of tea, and I think that's the most important part. I think I'm my own harsh critic, unnecessarily so. But yeah, so I feel that a lot. Have you ever worked yourself sick? College? Oh my goodness, yes. And even in high school, I was definitely in like survival mode of like, I was taking classes at the high school. I was taking classes at the local college. I was working at Nike. I was working at the nursing home. I was volunteering at the hospital. I was volunteering with autistic children and tutoring at the local elementary school. I was playing sports year round, and I was going through a lot at the same time. But I was just like, go, 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 go. Like, you need to get a scholarship. You need to get out of here. You need a way to a better life, you know? And I did it, but I was definitely working myself to death. Do you ever have racing thoughts at night that make it difficult for you to get to sleep? I actually sleep like a log. I sleep like a dead person. Like, I could be going, like, my head is so full of thoughts, and I'm just like, oh, let me lay down, and I'm gone. Like, gone. Are you afraid to ask for help? I'm gonna say no. I can definitely understand the sentiment of this question. Like, I'm not saying I always ask for help or anything like that, but I do tackle my problems head on my own. And if I am having an issue, I'm not prideful. I don't like I'm okay with, asking for advice or inadvertently asking for help just by talking to somebody about certain topics. And yeah, I don't ever feel afraid, because I feel like everybody has something unique to offer me, especially the people in my circle. I think I truly trust their mind and their judgment, so I'm gonna say no. Do you feel like people often criticize you? Oh, 100%. I don't think I'm as important to everybody else as I may think I am. Like, as insecure as I am, and like with that may come a lot of insecurities. But being that insecure, oftentimes you're thinking that there's this judgment as well. And I don't even think people probably notice half the things that I think are obvious. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I have XYZ on my face, and my hair looks like this, and oh, I just stumbled on my word. Like, I feel like all hyper aware about the way I'm presenting myself, the way I'm speaking, or anything like that. But most of the time, people don't care. You know, like, they really don't care. You know, like, you're the main character of your story, but they're the main character of their own story, you know? As a streamer, and just like someone who like puts out content, like puts themselves out there, obviously there's like extra criticism with that. But even then, I feel like half the people who criticize me online don't actually even care and or even believe the things that they're saying. So I'm gonna say yes, but that's my thought on it. Do you ever feel judged by your friends or family? Oh yeah. Especially with my family, like, I'm very different with a lot of things. And I don't even mean it as like negative judgment, just judgment of like maybe them being on completely different pages or just not understanding my point of view. Yeah, things like that. But it's just feelings, you know, at the end of the day. Do you ever wonder what your purpose is in life? Actually, no. You know, my purpose is to live. Like, has anybody watched Soul? Like, I feel like they said it so perfectly. I was like dumbfounded. I couldn't believe that they just saw the world's problem in this little kid's movie. Yeah, they were just to give you guys a little snippet about it. The meaning, you know, they were like, oh, like, he's a pianist, and he's like, you know, what was her purpose? And he's like, they're just like, purpose? What do you mean? Like, oh, like, you know, you humans always trying to make more of something than it is. Like, you know, like, your career isn't your purpose. Like, you know, like, your passions aren't your purpose. Like, you know, you could be a killer pianist or a gamer or an athlete or really family oriented, whatever the case is. It's like, that's not your purpose. That's part of you living, you know? And the whole point of the movie was like, when you're ready to live, that's when you found your purpose. When you're ready to accept that you're alive, and that is the most amazing part of it. And you can live that life any way you see fit, and just live it to the fullest extent. And that's when you really found your purpose. So that's how I feel. If you could turn back time for any reason, would you? No, absolutely not. Yeah, no. I don't mess around with that stuff. I'm like I don't do the whole, if I could go back and change this. I wouldn't. I think it's just the logical side of me that's like, you know, the butterfly effect. Which, if anyone doesn't know, it's basically like a butterfly could flap its wings across the world and create a tsunami on the other side of the world. And it's just to say that things are chained and interconnected in ways that we don't understand. Like, one simple choice to you affects somebody else. Like, think about in traffic. The fact that you are even on the road, you are affecting everybody else on the road right now. Like, if you're going through a yellow light and now the person behind you has to wait at that red light, you just affected, like, that changed everything for that person. And you don't know, maybe it changed their mood, or maybe it gave them the opportunity to send that message because now they're at the red light, or maybe now they're like, oh man, now I'm gonna be late to work, and then something else happens and something else happens. Like, you don't know. It's just, there's just chains of reactions. And then so imagine large decisions where you know it's affecting multiple people, that affects multiple people, that affects multiple people. So I'm not trying to go back in the past and change anything because I don't know what it turned out like. And I don't know if I get... I didn't know this was open. If I would have splashed this on my whole setup, I would have just had to... I mean, it would have been bad. I literally went like that for no reason. Would you say that you have many regrets in life? No. In the same vein, like I don't do regrets because of that. HD. Oh my god, snack. Does meeting new people for the first time make you uncomfortable? No, actually, I don't. I think I thrive in those situations. I don't do bad in those. Does looking out your window at night make you feel uneasy? No, it makes me feel the opposite. I love it, especially because it's just the woods. It's the woods, and like imagine the canopy of the trees, and then you just see the moon glowing right through it. And sometimes there's this owl back there, and I'm like, wow, what a beautiful world. Like I just want to go live back there. Do you sometimes double check that your doors are locked even though you're certain that you've already locked? Okay. Yes. My car, I'm like beep beep, and I walk inside and I'm like, all right, hold on. I'll move the blinds and I'm like beep beep. And then I'll check the back door. I've literally gone to my car and I'm like, did I lock the back door? And then I have to unlock the front door and I'm like checking and yeah. Do you ever feel like life is moving too slow? No, I feel like it's moving too fast, to be quite honest. Crisscross applesauce? How'd you even see his legs? Their whole body like kind of covers the legs. Have you ever seen an owl's legs? Like if you lift all the feathers. Do you ever feel like life is moving too fast? Oh, wow. Yes. Do you feel uncomfortable when you're home alone? I feel scared sometimes, but that's just being a woman living on her own, you know? Like if I'm in the house by myself and Kiba's not there, oh yeah, I'm not okay. I'm like, But that's just because I'm a woman and I know what the risks are, you know? Like, but I'll say yes. Would you consider yourself to be a thoughtful person? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be superficial? No, I'm really not. And people oftentimes don't believe me, especially when I'm talking about like physical attractions. Like, I'm not superficial. In any sense, I can't really think of anything that I'd be superficial in. Yep, Akrep, exactly. Do you ever judge others by the way they look or dress? Oh my gosh. Everything in me is like, no. But then psychology, the person that studied psychology is like, well, I mean, it's just human nature to do things like that. We have schemas and we have stereotypes and da-da-da, and we have just like natural judgments that we make when we look at something because we're trying to assess the situation and like make sense of it as quickly as possible. So I'll say yes. Not actively, I will say that. But like for instance, because if anybody's like, I don't do that, I'm that one human that like doesn't fall under like all other humans. Like, you know, if you see somebody who's wearing a really nice suit, you're probably not going to assume that they're homeless. You know, you might make the judgment that maybe they even have money or they're going somewhere fancy, you know, like if someone's wearing like, oh, here's one. I don't do this because I only ever learn about this when like memes are circulating. But like the UGG thing, that was like a huge stereotype that people made to others. Like, you know, if you're wearing UGGs, you're this type of person, and da da da. You know, like, but Um, would you consider yourself to be high maintenance? No, I think I'm too low maintenance. Have you ever been bullied by someone you cared about? Yes. Too many times. Like, so many times that I feel like at the end of the day, I'm almost bullying myself by allowing myself to be associated with people who treat me that way. Have you ever been a bully to someone? Okay. So it's actually funny that this comes up. I was going through some old messages when I was like a little kid in middle school, and I literally wasn't thinking anything of it. I had an old friend, and I was like, oh my god, let me see. Like, I was so curious, like, how I spoke and stuff. And I was so distraught. Like, I could not believe, like, just like the lack of emotional intelligence. And I was like very invalidating in my words. And like, I was not nice. I was like, oh my goodness. Because like my closest friends, we were so emotionally connected, and like we spoke very deeply, and I was very in tune with those things. But I definitely fell through the cracks in a lot of things. And I think that time period in my life, like, granted, I was going through a lot of trauma. So it was like a lot of repressed memories. Like, I didn't even remember who I really was at that time period. And seeing it, I literally had like a whole breakdown. I was crying because I'm like, wow, I was something negative to somebody and I didn't even know. And I actually messaged her. It's been years. Imagine we were like, what, 12? And I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I'm so sorry for the person that I was to you back then. It was crazy because, like, I felt like I had to do it because I don't know how that impacted her. Like, it could be something that she was like, I don't even remember what you're talking about. Like, don't worry. Or she could have been like, yeah, like, that really hurt me. Like, I think about that still. Thank you. But, no, it was really a relief because she was just like, oh, thanks for reaching out, but like, don't worry. I barely remember that time period. Like, don't worry. I hope you're well. And I'm like, oh, that's such a relief. Because at least me, like, I always talk about wanting to make an impact on somebody's life. Like, I want to impact and connect with as many people as I possibly can. And I want to do so in a positive way. So knowing that I had done that in a negative way, I was just like, wow. Like, I know how powerful my positive impacts or anybody's positive impacts can be. I was so worried that I left this like horrible negative impact on somebody's life. And I was really relieved to know that that was not the case. But yeah, I felt horrible about it. Do you try to keep a low profile to avoid attention from others while in a crowded area? Generally, yeah. I'm almost in my own little world. Like, I'm still the same. Like, I'll be like talking to myself and I'll walk like this and I'll be like, do 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 do. I'll start skipping and I'll laugh to myself. I act like I'm alone, but so maybe that's not a low profile. I'm like very hot and cold. Like, either I'm like that or I'm like in the corner with my hood up, my headphones in, and I don't smile. Like, imagine I'm out and I never smile. I'm just like, and I'll be honest, like, I don't like being that way, but a lot of the not smiling, it just comes from like protecting myself. If it's late at night and I'm on the subway, if I'm on the metro, whatever the case, trying to get home, and there's a man smiling at me, like, I don't want to do anything to invite him or think that I like I don't want him to follow me. I don't want him to come sit next to me. I don't want him to talk. Like, I'm very like I'm not doing that. But yeah, and it kind of sucks because you guys know how much I smile. Like, I smile for everything. So having to kind of like bury a part of myself just for the sake of being extra careful, it's So I don't know. Do I try to keep a low profile? I'm gonna say no. I feel like generally I remain like who I am. Yeah, no, Marty, like it can be pretty bad. Like there have definitely been a lot of bad situations. Nothing horrible, but I have definitely been followed in a lot of situations. Um, and I've been there was only one time where it backfired on me where like I kind of embarrassed myself because I thought somebody was being that way and they actually ended up being the police and they were trying to check my ID. And I was like, but that's a story for a different time. I've gotten in trouble so many times in so many different countries, but never for like breaking the law. It's always like I just I don't know, like just they just come up to me and I don't know how to handle the situation. Do you actually try to avoid busy places? I'm gonna say generally no. Like I don't. Oh, okay. You actively try to avoid busy places. See, like when I'm going on hikes, I want to go on a hike where there's nobody there. When I'm grocery shopping, I want to go at a time that nobody's there. When when I go to the gym, I'm like, oh, I hope nobody's there. So maybe, yeah. Would you sometimes rather be alone than surrounded by people you care about? Yeah. This happens too often. It's something I want to work on, honestly. Like, people, oh, hey, Jasper. People with good hearts and good intentions and good energy. Just, there's nothing wrong with wanting solitude, no matter who it is that's around. But sometimes I feel like I'm yearning for it too much. Like there's no real reason and I'm not really looking for anything in my solitude. So I would like to maybe up my tolerance of like being around others. Because like I'm like, okay, we know how to be by ourselves. Like let's work on being surrounded more. Does making phone calls make you feel uncomfortable? No, not at all. I've never been that type of person. Like with whether it's like customer service or people I care about. It's at the top. Well, Naruto's covering it. The final revolution. It's the test. It's the third one. So if you haven't done the first one, the test, then don't do this one. Yes, exactly accurate. Are you sometimes afraid to confront people, even when they do something that bothers you? Yes. I do not like confrontation. I'm not confrontational. I'm very honest. I will tell you how I feel. But I do hesitate and I do get a little anxious about it. Even though I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I have to. I'm just very transparent with things. If anything, I probably am overly so. Do you feel uncomfortable when committing to definitive plans for the future? No, I'm going to say no, but I'll give an example of when sometimes I do. So for almost anything future-wise, I do not feel uncomfortable. But I do feel uncomfortable when people are trying to make plans with me, as far as hanging out or talking on the phone, just because I kind of like to be on my own schedule, where it's there's something beautiful about I'm planning on going home, but the way the wind's blowing, I just want to turn right and I just came across this park and let me do something different. I like being that kind of person, but I don't like to disappoint others, so I don't like to have definitive plans with others. I'm more of the I don't want to plan a phone call. Just tell me, just call me, and if I'm busy, I'll tell you I'm busy, and if not, then I'm not. Yeah. So now I don't know if I should say yes or no. That's one aspect of my life. I'm gonna say yes. I can think of other stuff. Do you ever feel no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to stay motivated? Yes. Motivation's always going to be fleeting. It's not a you issue. If you're oh, that's totally me, Sombra, welcome to the fam. That's just like a people thing. That's why discipline's really important, you know? It's something you have to work on, because nobody's gonna have the same levels of motivation every single day of their life. Heyo, Sombra. Do you ever fear that you're failing those who care about you most? Yes. And it's because of the other things that I told you about, like for instance, like always wanting my solitude. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. That's the main one. I feel like I've mentioned it before, not in this stream, but other times, when I feel like people want too much of me. Like, I shouldn't be obligated, and people shouldn't feel entitled to getting as much of me as they want. And that's what I've come across a lot in my life. Like, this is what I want from you, so I expect it from you, and I'm entitled to that. And if you don't want to give it to me, then you're a shitty person. And I've been way too like people pleasing in the past, and it's been very bad for my own mental health, being in situations like that. But I would feel like, like I'm failing those people. And I think that fear kind of still carries over, but I just have such good people in my life now that I'm always reminded, like, hey, you're not obligated to do anything. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm more appreciated with the circle that I have today. And inadvertently, like, all these people are kind of helping me get over that guilt. Hey, Blade. Does driving a vehicle give you anxiety? No, I mean, I drive everywhere. I drive everywhere, but like, in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking about how dangerous a car is to drive. So I am always high alert. Like, I'm a very defensive driver. If you don't know what that means, it basically means that, like, you're just like hyper aware of people around you. You're ready to react to kind of like, if anybody else swerves or goes into your lane or cuts you off, like, you're just very aware of that. Oh, Playboy, I'm sorry. If you're still here, this is the test final revelation. I'm gonna say yes. Would you guys prefer if my face was on the other side? I don't know if it's like blocking too much for you guys. I'm reading it out loud, but yeah, like, I don't feel detrimental when I'm driving. Like, I feel like a good driver, but I just I'm always thinking, like, I see when people are like slightly going into my lanes, and like, I don't know, I have good reaction time, but dangerous life. All right, team. It's locked. Yeah. Oh wait, I can put myself here. Wow, this is so good. Imagine having a PC. Wow, I can just move my head around. That's awesome. All right, Crispy. Are you afraid of exploring new places by yourself? No, I am a nomad. I'm a traveler. Have you ever carried an object around with you that made you feel more comfortable? Yes. Does being around animals bring you a sense of peace? Kiwi, yes. Do you sometimes believe your loved ones are lying to you when they say that they care? No. I feel like I don't hear that often. Not that people don't care. I just, like, they would need a reason to say that. Like, whenever people have said that to me, I believe them. I'm pretty trusting in things like that. Do you ever feel like you push your loved ones away? Yes, but like I definitely not for no reason. But like I am very aware like when I'm doing it. Like it's definitely a conscious decision. Like I'm not just doing it for nothing. Oh. I'm gonna have to stop you here. The truth that pours forth is incredibly clear. I hope that you're being honest for your own health. You can try to lie, but you'll be cheating yourself. I'd like to move on to the next phase of the test. A series of pictures to give your brain a rest. You're going to tell me what emotional response they bring out, which will show me what your mind is pondering about. So feast your eyes upon the art and let me into that precious heart. For starters, what emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? My initial response was relaxation. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Wow. Well, now I want to say broken. What do you think this picture is called? If this was a mind of mystery, celestial stare, chaotic crystals, the portal. Let's say soul abduction. Very interesting. Moving on. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Everything says relaxation to me. I don't know why. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Stuck. What do you think this picture is called? Corruption wave, the birthing, blazing soul, destroyer of sense, darkness within. Darkness within. I see. Next, we have this one. Ooh. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Depression. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Glorious, twin, mirrored, space, planets, galactic. Glorious. What do you think this picture is called? I see you. Ooh. Noted. Take a look at this one. What emotion do you feel is present in this picture? Joy. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Ooh, heavenly or vast? I'm gonna put heavenly. What do you think this picture is called? Light at the end of the tunnel. That's peculiar. And how about this one? What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Anger. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Abyssal. Darkness. Abyssal. What do you think this picture is called? The abyssal gaze, nest of darkness, Shrouded misery. Energy crown. Darkness forming. Darkness forming. I will make note of that. In this here, what emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Joy. What word do you feel describes it best? Mask, veiled, cyclops, jungle, prismatic, shrouded. Prismatic. What do you think this picture is called? Mind's eye, force of death, the masking, eye of chaos, a shining light. Force of death. And see. Now this one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I'm gonna put numbness, just because I can't figure out what's going on. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Heavenly, feathers, wings, blossoms, collide, planetary. Planetary, collide. What do you think this picture is called? Growth, seed, Mother Nature's gift, forming earth, we meet again, angelic touch. Growth, seed. Mother Nature. We meet again. Nothing speaks to me with this picture. We meet again. How about this? Joker. Hello. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Chaos. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Fault. Shattered. Brimstone. Like Valorant? Volcano. Torment. Fury. Torment. What do you think this picture is called? Arcing blaze, the world breaks, inferno gate, the shattering, rage incarnate. Rage incarnate. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Ishi. That's interesting that you say that. How about this one here? What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Relaxation. What word do you feel? Cyborg, veil, information, analyzing, monitoring, futuristic. What do you think the picture's called? Matrix Watcher. Nishi, this is for you. I will make note of that. Now this one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Joy. This is beautiful to me. Ocean, sky, womb, womb. What do you think this picture's called? Birthplace of dreams, monolith heart, endless sea, going down, ultraviolet. Birthplace of dreams. Interesting. Take a look at this. What emotion do you feel is most present here? Chaos. What word do you feel describes it most? Broken. What do you think the picture's called? Deciphering. I broke you. The crystal verse. Planar zone. Picasso face. Deciphering. Huh. We're almost done. What is this? It's called the test final. Oh, thanks, Crispy. That makes sense, Nishi. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Depression. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Viscous, melting, drool, vapor, slime, arc. Arc. What do you think this picture is called? The sludge, dark lights, planet forming, planet cradle, the jewels of death. Planet cradle. Interesting choice. Let's see here. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Oh my gosh, this is tough. Relaxation. What word do you feel? Solstice. What do you think the picture's called? Sonic Boom, Red Angel, Solar Blade, Broken Seal, Disintegration Chamber. Disintegration Chamber. All right then. Oh my goodness. Mama Panda, appreciate you with the raid. How are you doing? I hope you guys had an amazing time with Mama Panda. We're doing the test Final Revelation. It's like a series of questions, and they do kind of like a psychological analysis of things. It's pretty interesting questions. But yeah, welcome in. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you sharing the love. From the panda family. Oh, pandas are so cute. So right now they're doing the picture portion. So right now it's like, what emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? And then they give you a list of choices. But yeah, guys, how are you? A little about me. I'm very into just like psychology, like intellectual conversation, just introspection, deep thoughts. I also play Rocket League, Sims. Yo, I'm a master in Sims. Mad DLCs. I play piano. That's on my YouTube, so definitely check out my YouTube. Subscribe. It's free and it goes a long way. Yeah, I've been working on vlogs. Oh, I have a creator code. There's too much. Basically, my name's Dolly. And I stream, I create content because I want to be able to connect and impact as many people in a positive way as I can. And here we are. That's also why I'm trying to learn more languages, but it's been a struggle. Bimbro. Oh, really? Belle, hello. Relaxation. Describes this picture best. Oh, and Belle, welcome to the fam. Anesia, welcome to the fam as well. Maddie, welcome. Okay. ¿Alguien puede hablar en español? Porque yo quiero practicar. I'm feeling confident tonight. My Spanish speakers, Portuguese. Yeah, I don't understand that, but I mean, I probably can understand. I just can only respond in Spanish. Vale. Turtle, lemur. Welcome to the fam, guys. Okay, what word do you feel describes this picture best? Cosmic, sphere, eye, beauty, pearl, gorgeous. Cosmic. Ooh, Spanish. Ya tú sabes. Oh my god, I'm so shy about my Spanish. Porque estoy aprendiendo, entonces es que cuando necesito hablar sobre mis sentimientos y mis pensamientos o algo que está un poco profundo, no tengo las palabras. What do I think this picture is called? Planar core, higher intelligence, formless being, marble of time. Ooh, marble of time. I like. Almost finished. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I'm gonna choose relaxation again. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Jungle, nebula, wave, warped, chaos, gaseous, warped. What do you think this picture is called? Vaporous forms, light breaking, soulless space, leaves up close, verdant path. Soulless space. Very good. Last one. Dun, dun, dun. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? What emotion? I'm gonna say joy. Although that's not exactly what I'm feeling. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Music, choir, voice, hollow, solitary, void. Hollow. What do you think this picture is called? The sound of silence, empty world, warp tunnel, notes of harmony, the static field. The sound of silence gets me. I'm like, wow, yes. I think that about wraps it up. I don't know. Your answers have been documented well. Deep into your subconscious they dwell. But I am not finished with you just yet. There are still some truths that have yet to be met. As a matter of fact, this is only the start. We will have a great deal of fun before we part. So let me challenge you on another level still. I will pick your brain until I get my fill. This next set of questions will test your conscience more. Excuse me. Is the stream messing up, guys, or was it just a quick stutter? And again, your honesty, I do implore. Let us begin. 1 year, you're running. Well, Alicia, welcome to the fam. 1 year you're running, a little low on funds to purchase presents around the holidays. So you decide to spend $1 and get everyone in your family a lottery ticket. That's such a good idea. Actually, I'm like, yo, I've been broke some holidays and I should have done that. You give each of them their own lottery ticket and wish them the best of luck. I know where this is going. The drawing is held and one of your family members hits the jackpot. But it's someone who you don't really get along with and just bought a present for out of moral obligation. They plan to keep the money all for themselves as they feel like it was their ticket. How does this make you feel? I mean, like, I think it's also their ticket. I wouldn't feel entitled to it anyway. But I'd probably be annoyed that it wasn't, like, my mom or my siblings. You know, if it was just, like, a random, like, third cousin and I'm like, wow. Angry they should share the prize. Jealous, I regret buying them a ticket. Happy, good for them. I'm glad they won. Indifferent, that's the way life goes sometimes. I think I'd just be indifferent. Very well. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Try to steal their ticket for myself, destroy their ticket so no one gets it. Get them killed so I inherit the money, let them be happy with their winnings. If the roles were reversed and you were given a winning lottery ticket, would you share the money with your least favorite family member who bought you the ticket in the first place? Okay, here's the thing. I wouldn't feel obligated, and I would not want them to feel entitled to it. Like, if they came at me like, that's my ticket, da da da, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, like maybe we should just split it. Like, no. But just because of the person I am, just out of caring, like, I would give them something, just because they got me the ticket. I see. Now you're walking through a forest and you come across a black suitcase. Inside the case, there rests $1 million. Crispy, I asked you this question. Alongside the money, there lies a blood-stained note with only one word written on it. The note simply says, "Don't." How does this make you feel? Oh, of course. A note that says, "Don't." Blood-stained note that says, "Don't." What if they meant, don't just leave the money here? Scared, there's blood in there. Anxious, what if someone comes for the money? Excited, I'm about to be rich. Indifferent, none of my business. I'd be a bit anxious about it. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Grab the suitcase and run back to my car. Take as much money as I could and leave the rest. Call the police and let them know about the suitcase. Leave the suitcase alone and move along. I would take as much money as I could hold and leave the rest. I don't want the suitcase. If the note wasn't covered in blood, would it change your decisions at all? Yes. Interesting. Oh my gosh, Tyra. The devil appears in your room at night while you're alone and just about to fall asleep and tells you that he has a special one-time offer for you. In exchange for your soul and eternal damnation, he will let you choose from one of 3 glorious bargains. He has not told you what those bargains are yet. How does this make you feel? I think I'd be scared. I would be really freaked out. The devil then goes on to assure you that whether or not you believe him to truly be the devil, he surely is, and to prove his point. I just think of Lucifer from the show, though. He demonstrates magnificent magical prowess and drags you to hell for a split second before transporting you back to your bedroom. In that second, you could feel a lifetime of pain and suffering in the most unimaginable ways possible. Yo, he put me in a genjutsu? He then goes on to tell you of his offers in exchange for your soul to see if you can strike a bargain. Which of these would you choose in exchange for your soul, if any? All the wealth and power in the world. You'll never age but can still die from physical injury. You can bring one person back from the dead. I would not sell my soul for anything. If the devil offered you a deal of some other kind, would you accept it in exchange for eternal damnation? No. Yes, Akrab, that's the exact point. And that's why I really recommended the test, like the first 2. This is the 3rd one, but I was all about it right before I moved. Before you found the channel. Oh my gosh, Crispy. Civilization is about to come to an end as a plague sweeps the globe, turning everyone who perishes into mindless zombies who hunger for living flesh. You watch as everyone you know becomes gravely ill and turns. Except for 5 of your closest friends and family. How does this make you feel? I mean, I feel like excited's the wrong word, but I definitely would lean more towards like, alright, bet. Like, what's gonna happen now? It would be incredibly sad and I would be very scared, but like also, what happens next? If you knew that a zombie apocalypse was coming in 10 years from now and you could prevent it from happening, would you? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Interesting. You've been working at a company for 10 years and you've been promised a very important and incredibly lucrative promotion. However, someone hired only a number of weeks ago has just been promoted to the position that you were promised. Your boss essentially tells you tough luck and that maybe one day you'll get the position, and that he had to promote the other employee as a favor for a friend. How does this make you feel? Oh, hell no. I'd be super angry. You've also learned a few secrets about the company that could be disastrous if they were to escape, such as the fact that they haven't been properly reporting their income for the last decade. What would you wish to do in this situation? Listen, if I sold my soul to the business world and they were breaking rules to screw me over, why wouldn't I threaten to do the same? I'm just threatening the rules of business. If the roles were reversed and you were hired and promoted as a favor over someone more deserving, would you accept the position? I want to say no, but I've never been in that situation. Knowingly, no. If I found out later, I wouldn't like know how I would feel about it. It's just this exact situation doesn't sit right for me. If it was like we're both deserving of it, and I won because I had a better network, then that's different than me literally just getting hired and I get promoted and they've been working for 10 plus years and they were promised it. So I'm gonna say no. I see. Very interesting. You're home alone at night, cooking food in your kitchen, and you turn around to realize that someone is watching you through your window in the darkness. Oh, that's super scary. But that's why I keep my blinds closed. They have their face and hands pressed up against the window and they make direct eye contact with you before turning and running out of sight around the other side of the house. How does this make you feel? Oh my god, I'd be super scared. I'd say protective if I had kids, but I don't, so I'd be scared. And what do you think you do in this situation? Lock the doors. My doors better already be locked. Grab the nearest weapon in the house and prepare myself. Check to see if everyone in the house was safe. I would check to see if everyone in the house was safe. If the face you saw in the window was the face of a supernatural entity and not of a human being, would your answers change at all? Being scared and then making sure people are safe? No, they wouldn't. I'm going to present you with some more potential scenarios, but I'm going to ask for more simplistic answers as a result. Here we go. You're not feeling all too well, so you decide to go to the doctor. The doctor runs a series of tests and gets back to you shortly after to announce some grave news. It turns out that you've contracted an incredibly rare illness that there is currently no cure for. This illness causes complete body paralysis within 6 months of contraction, meaning that in less than half a year from now, you will be rendered unable to move, blink, talk, or any form of expression whatsoever. You will need to be kept alive on a feeding tube and you'll never be able to communicate with anyone else ever again. If the option is like, assisted suicide, like I would do that. You would just be kept alive on machines in a vegetative state. Would you want to be kept alive in that state, or would you rather have the plug pulled when that happens? Plug pulled, for sure. How would you like to spend the last 6 months of your life while still mobile? If it was just like I'm in a wheelchair or something, that's very different than like laying in a vegetative state, not being able to even breathe, like not being able to do anything, not being able to move or eat or nothing. Yeah, they said not being able to blink or anything. Like I would just be like blank stare. Spending it with my friends and family, pursuing all of the dreams I hadn't yet to accomplish. I hadn't yet accomplished. Making the world a better place while I can. I'd wallow in self-pity and probably want to die. Making the world a better place while I can. Yeah, exactly, Candy. There are diseases out there that can put you in that sort of unfortunate situation. Does knowing this motivate you to do things you've never done before and pursue more from life? Or do you feel relatively unaffected by the knowledge that this could potentially happen to you at any point in time? It always motivates me. Like, not just right now, like this isn't new, but I always think about that, you know, like, you know, we all say these catchy things of like tomorrow's not promised and life is short, but you know, are you really taking it into account? Are you taking it into consideration? It's a big reason why I am doing this bucket list challenge of like accomplishing one thing, at least one thing on my bucket list every week forever. So I want to make sure I'm living, you know? Baked, welcome to the fam. Noted. You have a pet dog whom you've raised since its birth. 3 years have passed and it's the best dog you've ever had. You love it. Oh gosh, here we go. You love it like it's your own child, and one day he runs away in the middle of the night, chasing after a wild animal in the darkness. You search everywhere for your dog, but no matter what you do, you can't seem to make any progress. About a month passes and you still haven't seen any trace of your four-legged friend, until one morning you awaken to the sound of a familiar bark. You rush outside to find that your elderly neighbor in his late 80s is out in the front lawn, joyously playing with your dog. He has named the beast Johnny, and they both seem to be having the time of their lives. You rush over there and hug your dog. He excitedly licks your face. Your neighbor says, "Johnny's a good boy, isn't he? I lost him when I was just a boy about your age, but he's come back. Johnny has come back and we're together again." Oh my gosh. Let me reread this. Your neighbor says, "Kiba's a good girl, isn't she? I lost her when I was just a boy about your age, but she's come back. Kiba has come back and we're together again." I don't know. Come to find out, your elderly neighbor is suffering from dementia, recently brought on by the stress and heartache of losing his wife just a couple of months prior to finding your dog. Good night, Spots. Tyron. The dementia has caused him to believe that your dog, Kiba, is his old dog from his childhood coming back into his life to make him happy and keep him company. The dog seems to be in great shape, very happy and well looked after. You know, telling the old man that it isn't really his dog, it's your dog, would break his heart and crush him. Oh my goodness. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Would you break the news to him that it isn't his dog and take Kiba home with you? Or would you let him keep the dog and choose to visit him daily to play and go for walks? I would let him keep the dog. And the only reason why is because I was just gonna say, if there's an option where I can just like make sure Kiba's constantly okay, especially if he's older, like if he passes away, like I can take Kiba back. Yeah, I would let them keep the dog. Does this story make you sad at all? Yes. Can you imagine yourself in the old man's position, being so alone in life and finding one thing that makes you feel less alone, and potentially having to face it being ripped away from you once again? Wow. Yeah, I can imagine. Phew. Next question. Let's say that you were viciously murdered by a serial killer. You fell for one of their traps as they lured you in and made you their latest victim. Now, let's say that you're given a unique opportunity in the afterlife as you return as a spirit to roam the earth. However, you're bound to two potential options, and only two. You can either choose to haunt your assailant and make his life miserable, hopefully foiling his plans to kill in the future and potentially saving lives in the process. Or you can choose to spend your life as a spirit amongst your still living family and friends, guiding them in positive ways and making their lives better. You are bound to whichever option you choose until either your family and friends are no longer living or your killer is no longer living. You cannot choose both. Which one would you choose? I'm gonna stay with my friends and family. Because they said, like, potentially saving lives. Like, what if I was the last person they wanted to kill and now I'm just stuck hanging out with him forever? But what if you weren't? Well, I don't know. Staying with my friends and family and guiding them in positive ways. Like, who's to say that my family isn't going to be the one that breaks the case because they're avenging my death? Do you think you have what it takes inside to drive your killer insane and push him over the edge? Yeah. If I was a ghost haunting him, yes. Do you believe that this scenario is possible? There's very little that I believe to be truly impossible, just because the vast majority of everything is unknown, you know? The more we know that we don't know much of anything at all. If this situation happened to a friend or family member and they were viciously killed, which situation would you rather them choose? Friends and family. Next question. One night, you go to sleep and get a good rest. That feels like the best sleep you've ever had. You wake up in an unfamiliar room, in an unfamiliar bed. You look in the mirror and you hardly recognize yourself. You look as though you've aged 20 years. There's a sticky note on the television screen that says, press play. 51st dates. So you oblige the note and hit the play button to reveal a message that has been left for you by all of your friends and family that are still alive and well, though they all seem to be 20 years older as well. They explain to you that every single day for the last 20 years, you've repeated the same day over and over again. Due to severe head injury, your memory doesn't last more than 24 hours. So each day when you sleep, all recollection of what took place 24 hours prior is entirely wiped. Your loved ones have made a video for you to let you have a say in your potential future. You have the option of either watching this video every single day so you know what's going on and can continue to progress your life, even though you won't have any recollection of it, or you can choose to continue living as you have been, repeating the same day over and over again, living in ignorant bliss. Which would you choose to do? I would watch that video every single day, and I would keep a journal. And yeah, I would make video things to myself. Hey, okay, so recap, this, I gotta have bullet points. Boom, 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 boom. It would just take 30 minutes tops every morning. Yeah, we would make it happen. And I would stream every single day. And I would expect you guys to leave some fuego clips so I know what kind of person I am. Would you be upset if your family kept the truth from you for 20 years, even though they felt like it was for your own good? Yes. If they took away my choice, they didn't. And I know it's a tough position. I think I would be upset, but I wouldn't hold a grudge. You know, it'd just be initially upsetting. If your best friend was in this situation, would you make a video for them telling them the truth, or would you repeat every day exactly the same for them in order to keep them happy, never letting them know the truth? I would make a video for them. I will take note of your answer. And I mean, that's not to say that people aren't different. Some people will openly say, like, I would rather live in ignorant bliss. And if I showed them the video a few times and they kept saying that, then I would know they mean it and I would stop. So you could always trial and error it, you know? Through frantic digging in the attic, reading old files and newspaper articles, you've come across to find your parents are famed psychologists. You've also come to find that they aren't really your parents. In fact, they're not even related to you at all. Oh, if I was just a social experiment. From what you can gather through your new discoveries, a story tells of a young child who developed psychotic tendencies and went into a trance before murdering their parents in a tragically brutal way. However, that child suffered so much trauma from the event of the loss of their parents once the trance had worn off that they repressed the memory of their parents' deaths, blocking it completely from their mind. 2 psychologists took the child into treatment and performed studies against the child's knowledge, raising that child to be a fully functional adult, while playing the role of the child's real parents to further gather data and potentially help that child avoid a terrible life in the process. I would be very grateful. This sounds like the best adoptive parents I could have ever gotten for my situation. You are that child. Would you resent your would-be parents? No. Would you be grateful that they gave you a second chance at life? Yes. Would you feel betrayed by the secret they kept from you? No. Maybe initially, but no. Would you confront them about the articles you found? Yes. If you were in their position, would you do the same for a child in a similar situation? Yes. Interesting. I have one final scenario for you before we move on. The end of the world has come and gone. All that is left are post-apocalyptic soldiers roaming the lands, combing through towns and laying waste to any survivors in their path, in hopes of claiming their equipment for themselves in order to survive the harsh, barren wasteland known as planet Earth. Sounds like WALL-E. You get in good with a large colony of soldiers and spend about 6 months with them before they decide that you're not pulling your weight. In order to save the very few food rations they have left, they exile you from the compound and send you out to fend for yourself. You decide to venture into a neighboring town in hopes of finding food that was left behind by raiders. It only takes you about a day and a half before you strike gold. A hidden underground bunker, stockpiled to the brim with enough food to feed an entire colony for a year. Now you have a few choices to make. Would you go back to the colony and tell them about the bunker? Or would you stay in the bunker all by yourself? This is a tough question, and I will say I would want to tell the colony. The only reason why I'm hesitating is because I don't know what kind of people they are. You know what I mean? Like, they decided that I wasn't good enough. Like, you know, like I wasn't doing enough. So they exiled me to basically a death sentence because they figured like I would probably starve to death. But then again, I'm assuming that like I've been there for some time. Like I probably, you know, like what if there's other children or like, I don't know, like there's families there. I think I would go back to them and see like if they would hear me out. And if they made it hard for me to say it, then I would be like, well, I tried. But I would go back to try to tell them. I wouldn't just stay there. Like I would at least give them the opportunity, especially if I knew that they were suffering. If you could choose to only tell some of the soldiers about the bunker and let them in, so you could lead a new colony, but exile the soldiers who exiled you, would you do it? Okay, no, I wouldn't do it. But what I would do, and I'm glad that they presented this, I would set it up where it's my colony and now those soldiers are under me. Like it wouldn't be like, hey, like your colony can take my bunker and like I'll just also be here. It's gonna be like, listen, now this is my place, and like any soldiers that want a part of it, like you're under me. And then, you know, like we would have to have a good almost like agreement. Mm-hmm. So it'd be kind of like this. Like, I would have to get a bunch of soldiers to back me up and, like, be on my side. And then it'd be like, all right, if you want to join us, just know that you're starting from the bottom. But I wouldn't exile them. If you were to lead a new colony, would you build it based on savagery and raiding, or would you build it based on sharing and compassion? So it would be based on sharing and compassion, but it'd be very systematic. It's not going to be weak. I feel like they're trying to say, like, you know, like strength and weaknesses. Like, I feel like it would be, we have to work together because we're stronger together. Savagery and raiding only gets you so far because there are only so many resources and you lose people along the way. Whereas if we stay unified and we're looking after each other and we can trust each other, there's a lot more that we can do. So it'd be sharing and compassion. You know, like, that's how you start building networking. We can start trading systems. But it doesn't mean that, you know, like, I'd rather be a warrior in a garden rather than a guardian. I mean, a gardener in a war. You know, like, I'm not gonna just be sharing and compassionate but not have weapons and not have plans to protect my colony. You know, it would just be like, I'm choosing peace and I'm in a position where you're not going to want to choose otherwise. It'd be like that. If you were the leader of the colony that exiled you, except it was you who exiled someone else who wasn't pulling their weight, and that person just so happened to find themselves in a similar situation where they found a jackpot worth of food in an underground bunker, but they refused to share with you in the colony, would you raid them and steal it for yourself, or would you let them keep what they found? Okay, I know this is contradicting. If I found out that one person was holding all that food hostage and they had no intentions of sharing it, I'm going to raid them. But it's not like I'm not going to kill them and I'm not going to exile them. But it's because at the end of the day, it's one person versus an entire colony of people. I'm not going to just let my people die. Yeah. Very interesting. Well, that wraps up this portion of the test. Oh my goodness, there's more? But I need more from you before I allow you to rest. A choice here, a choice there. Which would you rather? Moral dilemmas abound from what I can gather. And you will answer clearly, crisp and concise. Will you be selfish, or is your conscience a vice? In just mere moments from now, we both shall see the difference between who you are and who you wish to be. Oh God. Let us begin. Would you rather abandon the person you love most, or be abandoned by the person you love most? Would you rather abandon the person you love most? Wow. I'd rather be abandoned. Would you rather have friends in high places who could get you anything you wanted but didn't necessarily care about you? Or friends who couldn't give you anything but they feel a deep personal bond with you? I would take the strong bond and be the friend in the high place. Would you rather find $10,000 and get to keep it for yourself, or find $20,000 but have to split it 4 ways with your closest friends and family? Okay, I would split it 4 ways because I trust my circle to invest it and make more money potentially. Like, I trust them to handle their money well, so it'd be more of a win. Yeah, honey. Would you rather cheat on your partner but never get caught, Or know that your partner cheated on you but have no way of proving it. I would rather get cheated on with no evidence because I would still leave them. You know, like, I never get that. I'm like, I don't need evidence. Like, it's evidence enough. Like, I wouldn't feel that way unless there was enough evidence. There's probably just not enough evidence where he can't lie to get out of the situation, or like maybe confuse it more. But if I felt that strongly about it, yeah. And I just would never cheat on a partner. Sergio. Would you rather get rich through illegal means or be poor but live an honest life? I mean, not everything, like, law doesn't always equate to morals. And they didn't say what kind of illegal means. And illegal doesn't always equate to dishonest. Not that I'm condoning anything illegal, because I think you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying. Would you rather press a button that would kill your favorite pet or press a button that would kill your favorite family member? Obviously, like, it's like a horrible situation, but I would choose kill my favorite pet. Would you rather get fired from a high-paying job or have to fire your friends from a high-paying job? Okay, this one, I will say, like, I would rather have to fire my friend. Well, it depends what friend. Like, I think I'd base it more off, like, who has the most opportunities outside of this one job. You know what I mean? Like, if I had other opportunities that I knew I could just go for, then I wouldn't mind it being me. Whereas, like, if they had that, then I wouldn't mind it being them. But I'm going to put friends since I said it first. Would you rather sleep with your step-sibling or sleep with your best friend's partner? That whole step nonsense, that's nasty. I don't like that. But you're not related. Okay, well, like, even your biological siblings, you guys only think you're related because you were told that. It's the same thing. You grew up together, you're siblings. That's nasty. I don't like that. But what if you guys didn't grow up together? Well, they didn't say that, so I can't take any chances. So, would you rather save your best friend from certain death and let 1,000 strangers die, or save 1,000 strangers and let your best friend die? Ugh. Dang. Okay. I know this is the whole, like, trolley thing, right? The trolley dilemma. Would you rather save one person that you love or, like, a trolley full of strangers? Wow, I'm already traumatized just putting myself in this situation. I would save the 1,000 strangers. Just because, like, I'm thinking about my best friends. Like, because I'm like, let me try to broaden it. Like, how many best friends, like, would I consider to be in this situation? I feel like, yeah, I feel like my best friend, I don't know, I think the guilt would eat at them, you know? Like, wow, but all those people died for me. And it's a lot of pressure to put on someone as well. Like, all right, like, your life better be super meaningful because, like, 1,000 people died just for you to live today. And it's not like it just happened that way. It was like I chose it. And also, just, I know my best friend means a lot to me, but those 1,000 people, just, like, statistics say that, like, the value that they would have, you know, in total is going to outweigh that. Odds would say that. It doesn't always play out that way, but odds say. Would you rather get free food for the rest of your life or rescue a starving child from a third world country? I would get free food for the rest of my life. I know how they're trying to frame it right now, but it's like, they didn't say I can do anything I want for free food, like free unlimited access to food for the rest of my life. I could feed a bunch of children. and myself. Would you rather be rich but without family, or poor but with family? Well, I would feel differently. If I had my own kids as of right now, I'd probably feel differently. Okay, are they saying that like I'm rich without family indefinitely? Because if I can never have family, then I would choose poor. Because being rich and like having like that restriction, it's like, what did I really gain? Not to say that people need to have kids or anything, but it's like family, at least for me, isn't only tied in blood. Like, you know, like just having that bond, that unconditional love, those people that I would consider family. Without that, I'm just like, I don't really have much. Would you rather have to steal food for the rest of your life in order to eat, or steal enormous amounts of money from the wealthy but have to destroy the money immediately after? I don't even see the correlation. Steal food for the rest of your life just to survive, or steal enormous amounts of money from the wealthy but have to destroy it. I guess I'll just destroy the money. Would you rather serve 4 years in the military during wartime, or move to a third world country and never be allowed to return home? Wow. Never return home? Oh, well, I mean, there are other countries outside of mine. Move to a third world country and then move to a different one. Would you rather always be traveling? And I know, because, hold on, let me go back. It's not that I wouldn't want to serve in 4 years, but it's like they're being really vague about what I'm doing. And like, there are certain positions I wouldn't want to be in during wartime. Would you rather always be traveling 10 miles above the speed limit or 10 miles below the speed limit? I hate to say it, but I'd choose below. Because imagine getting pulled over, like potentially pulled over every single time you're driving. And I'm thinking, like, you know, you guys are probably like, oh, I really doubt on the highway. But like, imagine if I'm in a school zone and it's like 10 miles per hour and I'm going 20, you know? So I would say below. Would you rather never have sex for the remainder of your life, or have to have sex every day in order to stay alive? Come on now. I mean, I would just have sex every single day. Would you rather be addicted to hardcore drugs for 10 years but make a full recovery, or addicted to alcohol for the rest of your life? I mean, alcohol is also a drug, but it's not hardcore. Oh my gosh. Oh, if I'm going to make a full recovery, they didn't say which hardcore drugs. I'm thinking of like the main like 3, and I'm like, as long as it's not those. Okay, they're basically saying you're addicted to hardcore drugs, but you're 100% going to survive and make a full recovery. So, I would rather that than live life as an alcoholic for the rest of my life. Watch me die in 10.5 years, and I'm like, damn. Would you rather live to be 200 years old in a perfectly preserved, youthful body and have to watch your friends and family die around you, or live to be 70 but die before your friends and family? I'm okay with outliving people. Would you rather sacrifice all of your friends in order to survive, or sacrifice both of your parents? Well, I only have one parent, so they're like all of your friends or one person you love. I would not want to do it, but like, I'm thinking about how young all of my friends are, you know, and I wouldn't want to take that life from them. My mom's also very young. I wouldn't want to take that life from her, but it's like the trolley problem again, you know. I would have to go by numbers at the end. Would you rather get acknowledged for work that you didn't do, or work hard for the rest of your life but not receive any praise for it? I mean, like, is it that bad getting acknowledged for something you didn't do? Which they always ask about this. This is like in every single one of them. Would you rather punch a nun or get punched by a nun? I'd rather get punched by a nun because I'd just be curious on like one, if they know proper form and like how strong the punch is. Would you rather lose all of the money you've earned this year or lose all of the memories you've gained this year? Well, considering it's day 5, I'm going to say I'd rather lose all the money I've earned because I haven't earned much. But like, I feel like even one day's loss of memories, like, it's like, damn. And I know people are like, oh, memories fade and like, you probably don't even remember. Well, they're saying the things that I do remember. So imagine if they took that away. Would you rather flip a coin for a chance to win $20 or immediately win 10? Immediately win 10. Because 1, I'm not much of a gambler, and 2, I have horrible luck. Like, I'm not gonna, like, oh gosh. I know they're probably like, oh, well, I'm manifesting the negativity. No, I always fail at those things. If I say heads, it's tails. If I say tails, it's heads. And if I'm like, I'm thinking heads, so I'll say tails, and it's heads. Would you rather know how you die or know when you'll die? So I'd much rather know when I'll die. And I've had a question like this before. And it's because I would never want the stress of like just knowing how I die, but never knowing when. So what if it's something really basic like driving? So then every single time you're in the car, you're like, damn, is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? You know, I feel like my quality of life would just be over. Whereas if I know when I'll die, I can basically do whatever I want because it's like, this is set in stone. You're not going to die from anything else. It's like, woo, I'm chilling. Obviously, I'd still be safe because they didn't say that I couldn't, you know, like lose my limbs or something. But I'd rather know when. I could plan a lot better, you know. Would you rather be blind but able to see crystal clear underwater or be deaf always? Nah, because underwater, I'm at the bottom of the food chain. I'm not trying to be down there all the time. Being deaf wouldn't be horrible, you know? It's like a whole different culture in the deaf community. Would you rather give up all internet and social media, but be able to travel the world for free? Or have the best internet in the world for free, but never leave your house? Oh, I would give up the internet for sure. That was easy. Hey, Benna. Would you rather walk barefoot across a bed of hot coals or walk barefoot through a pitch black snake infested corridor? Oh my gosh. I would do what I can see, the pain that I can measure. Because pitch black snake infested nah, hell no. And I told you, I'm unlucky. I'm gonna step right on the fangs. True. True. Yeah, what if they're all just like gardener snakes and then like as you're walking they're kind of scared of you? Hell no, I'm not taking the risk. That's what the question's about, you know, like would you want to take the risk? And like I don't. Like I got mad calluses on my foot. My foot's just like one smoothed over callus. I think I'll be fine with the hot coals. Would you rather be the judge who sentences people to death or the executioner in charge of killing them? I would rather be the judge. Because like the same way I can sentence people to death, I can sentence them not to death, you know? Whereas the executioner, whether I agree or disagree with the charge, I still have to do it. Would you rather have a witch cast a nasty hex on you so you'll always have bad luck? Or be haunted by a demon intent on possessing? Oh no, bad luck, bad luck. I'll take the bad luck. I can handle the bad luck. Would you rather be married to someone incredibly beautiful who doesn't find you attractive? Or be married to someone whom you're not even remotely attracted to, but they find you incredibly attractive? So, I've been in situations where you know, like my partners have made me feel incredibly not attractive. You know, like I would genuinely be like, damn, like they don't find me like attractive at all. And that's a horrible feeling. Whereas like for me, I'm more attracted like when you show me who you are, like on the inside. So saying like remotely, like not even remotely attracted to, that might maybe like on an initial like glance, but I just can't imagine being married to someone that like I didn't develop that attraction for. So I'm gonna say married to someone I'm not attracted to. Would you rather work a high-paying job that you despise or a low-paying job that you love doing? A low-paying job that I love doing. And get multiple sources of income. Would you rather walk 1 mile home wearing nothing but a pair of socks? At least you have the socks on. Or be fully clothed but have to walk 100 miles to get home? Just once? I have to walk? Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I wouldn't mind walking the 1 mile. I get scared. I'm like, again, it's just like I'm just scared someone was gonna stop their car and try to like attack me or like, you know, drag me into their vehicle or something. But I mean, if I can run, then I would do it. But I'm gonna say the 1 mile. Would you rather find $5 in your pocket or have to grab $100 out of a public toilet? I'm gonna dip my hands in the public toilet. Oh my god, ew, but it's so nasty. Okay, well yeah, but then I'd wash my hands after and I'd hand sanitize and whatever. I'll dip them in bleach when I get home. But I have $100. I'm not gonna dip my hands in and then like put my fingers in my mouth and not wash my hands. I've done worse in nursing homes and hospitals. Okay. Would you rather have 100 of your favorite books but never watch a movie again, or have 100 of your favorite movies but never read a book again? I'm gonna choose the movies only because they're audiobooks. I can just listen to them because they said read. Would you rather always be 20 minutes late to everything or 2 hours early to everything? Well, I'm already like 20 minutes late to everything, so I feel like... Would you rather find a dead body or be a witness to a deadly assault? I feel like the witness to a deadly assault because they're still alive, and like I think I can have a positive impact on the situation. Whether that's just to be the witness or like to help them through it. Maybe help them get some justice. Would you rather be able to change your past or see what the future holds for you? Naya, welcome to the fam. Change your past or see what the future holds for you. I'd rather just see into the future. I don't want to change. The butterfly effect. Would you rather have one really great friend or 100 mediocre friends? One great friend. Easy. Would you rather lose all of your teeth or lose 1 day off your life every time you kiss someone? Damn, I'm about to lose all my teeth and get some veneers. I have to lose my teeth. Imagine kissing someone. Wait. Does that mean like each person you kiss or every time you kiss? I'm choosing the teeth, but you know, something to think about. I'd be dapping my girl up. Oh my gosh. I would just buy myself a new set of teeth. Stop, Crispy. Would you rather win the lottery and lose the ticket before you can collect your money, or see your worst enemy win the lottery? Wait. Are they saying what would hurt more? I wouldn't care if my worst enemy won the lottery. I don't really have enemies. Yeah, I don't carry that like negative energy for people. If we're not on good terms, you probably don't cross my mind at all. And I don't even say that in like a malicious way. It's just like I don't wish bad on anybody, you know? Would you rather win the lottery and lose a ticket before you? That would be really tragic. I don't want to go through that. Winning the lottery and losing the ticket. Oh my gosh. Clouds. He said loophole. Would you rather find true love or have your dream job? I don't really have a dream job. I'd rather find true love. Like I definitely have a bunch of passions and different career paths I can take, but I'm not like locked into one. Would you rather have a pause button for life or a rewind button? Pause. Like time just be ticking, like pause real quick. Pause. Would you rather drown to death in gasoline or be boiled to death in water? I'm not trying to be boiled. I'm going to say gasoline, but geez Louise. Boiling? No. Would you rather make a new friend every day or get $100 a day for doing nothing but never have friends again? Can I have best friends? I'd rather make a new friend every day. Yo, imagine having like hundreds of true friends and just like have your bag, and like that's a great network. Like you can do a lot with like good friends like that. Would you rather die to save your family or sacrifice your family to save yourself? Wow. I'm thinking of the kids. I would sacrifice myself for the kids. If there were no kids in the picture, like it would be a harder question. Would you rather always be hated by those closest to you for something you didn't do, or have hurt everyone you care about but they'll never find out it was you? Being hated for something I didn't do, that's like I'm not choosing that one. But the whole like if I hurt everyone and they didn't find out it was me, I think I would just have to make it like my personal like prerogative to right that wrong in every way I could and like ease that hurt. Would you rather sleep with your worst enemy or sleep with someone who you knew has many incurable? Sleep with my worst enemy. I'm not getting no STDs. Would you rather only eat food you don't like or give up all liquids except for water? I only drink water anyway. Would you rather always listen to music at max volume or always listen to music just above the lowest volume? I do just above. Tinnitus is real. I'm not with it. Would you rather meet your hero and find out that they don't like you or never meet your hero at all? I'd rather never meet them at all. Hold on. It depends. Like if they're just like, oh yeah, like you're dope, but like I just don't like you. Like I just can't stand you. And they have no reason or nothing to like constructive to say, then that's a waste of my time. But if they're like, oh, you know, like you need to work on this, and that, and like it helps me, I think that'd be very driving. But since it doesn't specify, I'm gonna say I'd rather not meet them because I feel like the idea of a hero is motivating in itself because it's so like, it's not that you're not humanizing them, you're almost idolizing them, you know, like you really look forward, like you look up to them, that they're that drive for you. Like you wouldn't have to meet them. Would you rather never have a pet for the rest of your life or never have friends for the rest of your life? Never have a pet. Because I always, even with Cuba, I'm like, I don't know if I'd want another animal after. You know, because I can't imagine losing her, and I'm like, I don't want to keep going through that. Would you rather live in excruciating pain for the rest of your life or live pain-free, but everyone you know and love will live in excruciating pain? I'd rather live in excruciating pain. Oh my god, I think we did it. Thank you for answering my questions. Oh, but we are not yet done. Damn. For we have made it through many categories except for one. These final questions will be from deep within. I want to see your soul. I want to see your heart beat quicken. I want to learn all that you know. I want to see what makes you think. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know your darkest truths. I want to know what makes you sick. I want to expel the truth from yourself. I want to feed on your precious fate. I want to learn of all your love and bathe in all your hate. So one last time we sit together as we await the final revelation. These are the last questions I have, the last examination. Take your time, do think hard, savor every moment dearly. For when I am finally finished with you, you will see it all ever so clearly. And here we go. Do you ever lie to those who are closest to you? Yes. Have you ever hurt someone whom you know didn't deserve it? The middle school thing. Oh, but I will say with the lying thing, like for instance, if like my mom asked me a question the other day, and like I slightly changed what I said, like, you know, like little things like that, but it was because I was protecting the privacy of somebody else, like things that it's almost like when it's not their business kind of thing. Have you ever lost your temper when you know you shouldn't have? In my life, yeah, I'm sure. Have you ever intentionally hurt an animal? No. Intentionally? Have you ever blamed someone for something that you know they didn't do? Farts when I was little. Have you ever abandoned a pet? No. Have you ever abandoned a loved one in their time of need? No. Have you ever stolen something from someone that you cared about? My first thought was like, I still have this t-shirt that my friend let me borrow. I wouldn't steal from somebody. Have you ever broken something to spite someone that you cared about? I think when I was younger, my sister used to break my stuff a lot. And I'm sure I did it back at some point. But I don't remember ever breaking anything. I just I'm sure I must have done something. Have you ever played the victim in a situation even though you hadn't been wrong? No. Have you ever had romantic feelings for someone who wasn't your partner while you were in a relationship? No. Have you ever wished for the death of someone who has wronged you? No. Have you ever wished for the death of a loved one? No. If you knew that writing someone's name on a piece of paper could instantly cause their death, would you write down anyone's name? Yes. Death note. Do you feel like you could spend more time with your loved ones than you currently do? Yes. Have you ever owed someone an apology but refused to apologize to them? No. Do you ever regret worrying too much about things you can't control? Yes. Do you ever feel like your negativity brings other people down? Yes. Do you ever regret not standing up for yourself when you feel you've been wronged? Yes. Do you ever feel like you let others influence your decision making too much? No. Do you ever wish that you lived a more honest life? No. Has your dishonesty ever caused someone else to suffer? No. Have you ever had someone leave your life before you had the chance to tell them something important? Yes. Do you ever feel like you prioritize people in your life that are unworthy of your time? Yes. Do you ever feel like you prioritize your own wants before those who need you most? No. Do you ever feel like you spend too much time working towards something that you're not truly passionate about? I used to. Do you feel like you're living up to your full potential? Simu. We're actually at the end of this test I'm taking. Do you feel like you're living up to your full potential? This question gets me because I'm like, I feel like I'm on the right path now, but I definitely don't think that I was before. I'm going to say yes, just because I feel like I'm on the right path. Do you ever let your fears stop you from pursuing things that you truly want? Yes. Have you ever refused to try something because you were afraid that you would fail? Oh my god, that's how I am with dance. Yeah, I remember that. Have you ever been attracted to someone but refused to let them know because you were afraid of being rejected? No. Do you ever feel as though you're chasing the wrong things in life? Yes. Do you ever feel like you spend so much time planning for the future that you ignore the present? Sometimes. Do you feel like your friends and family like you more than you like them? Sometimes. Have you ever loved a pet more than your family? Yes. Do you ever make up excuses to get out of going to an event instead of just telling the person who invited you that you just don't want to go? Yes. Do you ever feel like you spend more time with technology than you do building stronger bonds with your friends and family? Yes. Have you ever defended someone that you shouldn't have? Yes. Do you sometimes have a hard time admitting when you're wrong? Not really. I'm human, you know. Like I obviously have been in situations where I needed time to process, but I always like come up and like I'll apologize for things. I think the reason why I hesitate is because I've been in situations where people like where I'll admit fault on something, and then the conversation completely goes about like that fault. Like for instance, like say if somebody does me wrong and then I react in a way that's very harsh, like wow, I can't believe you did that. I'll apologize for reacting that way, but then we never get to talk about what they did. And that used to like really frustrate me. But I would always admit that my side was wrong. It just, yeah, I'm like very forward with apologies. Do you ever place the blame for your personal failures on someone or something else? No. Have you ever accused someone of something with no real evidence to back it up? No. Have you ever had sex with someone whom you know you shouldn't have? I mean, I've dated people that I know I shouldn't have. Have you ever had any kind of relationship with someone whom you know you shouldn't have? Oh, yes. Have you ever let a relationship degrade because you were afraid of being the one to break up with someone? No. Do you ever feel like you could take better care of your own health? Yes. Have you ever let someone else take the blame for something that you did? When I was younger, my brother tried to do that, but they knew that it was me. But I definitely stayed quiet while he did it. His crown is pretty nice. Moon, I'm doing very well. Yeah, so this is called The Test. This is the third one in the trilogy, and basically, it's not really like Myers-Briggs, but there is a psychological analysis at the end, and it's pretty deep. It's pretty interesting questions as well. It's supposed to just kind of forge like self-reflection and like introspection. Have you ever acquired something that you didn't really want just because someone else wanted it? I feel like I do that to Kiba with her toys. Be like, haha, I got it. Do you ever feel like you're not living up to others' expectations? Yes. More so before than now. Right. Have you ever walked out of someone's life without any explanation? No, honestly, I think I'm very good about like being very clear about why I don't want somebody in my life anymore. And then they will never hear from me again. Like, I don't mean like, if somebody, we chatted in the bookstore one time, I didn't talk to them after, that's not ghosting. I'm talking about like, if someone was in my life and I walked away from that, like they were no longer in my life again, I'll tell people, you know, I'll tell them how they made me feel and like how I've been hurt and why they're not going to remain in my life. Oh my god, Ryan. I love that he uses the pog face for that message. Do you ever feel like you focus more on the negative aspects of your life and what you don't have rather than being grateful for what you do have? No. I have a good amount of gratitude. Have you ever witnessed someone being wrong but didn't have the courage to stand up for them? Yes, I have. Finally. Do you feel like you're a good person? This sounds like, what is his name? That one guy that would always ask me. I do think I'm a good person. Very interesting. No, I don't know. I think anytime I've dated somebody, it's been pretty serious. And like, the only reason why we broke it up is because things were that bad. But I would do things differently now. Like, I don't think things always have to be that way. That concludes the ending to your examination. In your mind, I have dug myself a hole. I will analyze your answers very carefully. And now it's time for me to gaze into your soul. Dun, dun, dun. This is preposterous. This simply cannot be. I have expected every potential outcome, but yours seems to have evaded even me. I was prepared to tell you of your fate, to play upon your fear, to break the worst of news to you, to plant seeds of doubt within your ear. But as I've asked you to be honest with me, I must in turn be just as honest with you. For as much as I wish to lie, I am forever shackled to the truth. For what I can deduct from deep within, from everything you shared with me, in return I shall share this with you. This is what I see. One word describes you more than any other. That word is talented. Personally, I think you're more talented than you realize. And I think you're more talented than anyone else realizes as well. If you just spend a little bit less time out of your own head, you might get a lot further. You are by far your own worst enemy. You need to seriously cut that shit out and start trusting your natural talents and abilities more. No one knows you better than you. However, you must pay heed to this warning. You're way too overcritical of yourself at times, and it can lead to you breaking yourself down way further than you ever should. If you're not careful, you can ruin your entire potential to be successful in life just by not paying attention to when you need to self-reflect and when you need to give yourself the credit you deserve. Start being more positive. You'll do just fine. Your secret word is fantasy. Remember this. Fantasy. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Damn. If you received an ending that you've already received before from previous examinations, remember, we did not ask your secret words prior to taking this test. So that should be very telling. It means something very special. And if your result was the same as something you've got you've got previously, we'd like you to add the phrase twin words next to your secret word in the comments. If you received an entirely new outcome, then that means you've got multiple layers of things to work on in your journey, or you may just have an extra layer of depth to your personality, but only you will know the answer to that. You've answered hundreds of questions. You've found deeper meanings. You've been enlightened, and you've helped others find enlightenment. Many people have wondered just what the test series is truly about. But it's simple. The answers are always so much more simple than we believe them to be. The test is about you. The reflection in your darkened screen, the one who seeks the answer, the person who seeks answers. More than being about the answers, the test is more so about the questions. It's about making you think. It's about encouraging you to open up and admit that you're human. Just as human as everyone else. The test is about unity. The test is about compassion. The test is about bringing people together and showing the world that we're not so different after all. I said that. Look at all of the secret words that have been left in the comments. Look at all the thousands of people who are just like you. We all feel so lonely sometimes. We all feel flawed. We all feel pain. But that's because every single one of us is human. The world judges one another based on so many variables, but they're the most hypocritical set of variables imaginable. We judge each other and are judging ourselves. By our peers, we do the same exact shit that they judge us for in the end, and that we judge them for too. You feel flawed because you are flawed. You feel afraid because you have the right to be. You feel overwhelmed because the world is overwhelming. Depression is overwhelming. Anxiety is overwhelming. Our problems are overwhelming. Suicide is an epidemic. We are losing loved ones before their time, and any one of us can fall on the hardest times in our lives at any given moment. We can lose everything we know and love instantly and unexpectedly. But one thing that we are not is alone. You are never alone. We're all flawed because we're all human. We're all scared because we're all human. We all fight these battles every single day because we're all human. But you never have to feel alone in your fight. Look at all of the secret words that have been gathered that match yours. Look at all of the words that don't match yours. Perhaps those people are going through struggles that you have yet to experience or know nothing about. And perhaps some others know not of yours either. But don't judge those who are struggling. Help them, just as you'd wish to be helped in your time of need. Don't be afraid to ask for help and reach out to those who are. Everyone is suffering. Some of us just suffer quieter than others. We are all in this together. The test series has helped bring so many people together and make so many people feel less alone. We've read your comments, and others are free to do so as well. We've read about how these games have helped you. We've read about how much positivity they've spread. We've read how many people say that their lives are forever changed. And I'll tell you one thing. If even one life was saved in the process of this social experiment, then it was worth conducting. And every single one of you that left a comment is a hero. By leaving comments, you help spread the message out to others. You help spread a positive light in a very dark time for so many people. And those people have you to thank for it. There are so many people in this world who do nothing for others, and they'll continue to do nothing for others. They won't lift a finger to help others around them because they don't understand that someone is suffering just as much as they are. They're just too afraid to open up about it. But not us. We've all opened up quite a lot, haven't we? We were brave enough to answer these questions that so many people fear admitting to. We were brave enough to take a chance and leave a secret word as a symbol of our participation. And for that, Randumb Studios would like to thank you by not only placing your name in the credits at the end of this game, so the world knows of your good deeds in spreading the word and participating, but we've also got another surprise for you. Everyone who has left a comment on our titles and continues to do so on future titles will be put into the credits, our new massive project that we've been working on. But that's not the good part. We will also be going through and selecting names for those who leave comments on all our titles and putting their names right into the actual game and storyline, whether it be a special item, a piece of the lore, or a character named after them, and much more. Now, as far as your secret words go, your secret words will play a pivotal role in our next project. You will plug your secret words into different parts of your journey when they are requested of you, and they will alter the game in a way uniquely set for your specific words. This is an RPG where every choice matters, where every decision you make changes something about your session. This is an RPG that focuses on every human emotion and the decisions we make, and how those decisions make us feel. Keep an eye out in the future for our main project, Chasing Demons, where every NPC from all of our titles will be represented with a storyline, and the world will get to see how they all tie in together. You helped shape it. You helped make it what it is. And we will be sure to continue to add more and more players into the lore and gameplay as we read more and more of the comments left on our titles, all the way up until its official release. And again, to commemorate those who participated along all of our titles, we will be periodically selecting names from all of our titles. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us and everything you continue to do for the world. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We will be selecting some of you to be included in our future projects, which we are currently working on. Don't be afraid. This is an opportunity for you to be a part of history. This is a chance for you to be a part of something greater. Be sure to note your secret word in your comments. We greatly appreciate your feedback and support. We've read every single review and comment left for us. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for playing, and thank you for contributing your secret words to our projects. A word from the developers. Is this the same thing I just read? If any of these games even saved one life, it was all worth it. And that means that you're a part of it. You're a part of saving someone's life. Most people will live their entire lives never having done something special like that. Even if you didn't particularly find anything useful yourself for the test series, just by you spreading the word, you've helped others who do find something beneficial from this series, who really needed that help in their time, as shown in the plethora of positive and inspirational comments left on the series as a whole. So thank you for spreading the word and helping so many people who really truly need it. Some will go their entire lives living selfishly, never lifting a finger to help anyone else. I'm sure that you've met some people like that in your lifetime, but that's okay. There's a place for all types of people in this world. We need people like that to create balance. We need the selfish with the selfless. We need the good with the bad. We need the happiness with the sadness. We need it all in order to appreciate what we have. But these games that have helped people, if you left a comment, you're a part of it. If you shared this, you've helped someone. If you don't believe it, take a look for yourself and read some of the words people have left. Look at the joy and positivity you've helped spread throughout the world in such a dark time. The one thing we all have in common is that we're all human inside. It doesn't matter where we come from, how we grew up, what we've been through, what our opinions and preferences are. We are human. We all feel. We all have the same thoughts, same feelings and emotions, and each and every person living amongst us has their own lives. They mean something to someone, even when they don't feel like it. They do. Trust me, you do. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for encouraging other people to be a part of this. Thank you for opening up your heart and your mind in order to create acceptance, not only for everyone else, but for yourself as well. Let's make it a happy stay for everyone. Beep, beep, beep. Well, I will peel the truth from your flesh like petals from a blackened rose. Well then, she loves me. This is the beginning, no? What is this? I don't want to exit in case this is more. Don't do this. She loves me not. She loves me. Please, I beg of you. She loves me not. Ugh. She loves me. She loves me not. She will never love a monster like you. So let her choice take its toll. And in her cell, may she rot. All right, tell me if you see my name. Where's the long list of people? So I played the test hypothesis rising. This is the test final revelation. I played the horoscope ones, the confessions, and I think the summoning. We've made a list of names of those who have supported our projects along the way, and the list is quite long. Would you like to see them now? All right. Tell me when you see my name. Yo, somebody screenshot when you see my name. All right. Oh my gosh, I don't want to miss it. Wait, Yin, have you ever seen my name? Was that the whole list? Oh. Dang, you think we're ever gonna find it? Imagine being the first person on the list. How long did you wait, Yin? OMG, I haven't blinked. You have to blink between sections. I think that's why they did it like that. Wait, is my name gonna be Truvai? Oh, darn it. Make sure you guys are looking for Bob. I think my name's gonna be Truvai, not Life of Dolly. Dang, I hope Truvai didn't pass. Oh my goodness! I'm focused. Welcome to the fam. No, I'm super focused right now. Dang, I didn't see my name. Oh my goodness. I'm probably that dot. I probably changed my name right when they added it. I didn't realize I was in the way. I don't think I exist. I'm probably the last name. Hot potato. Dang, that's crazy. Imagine not being at it. Wait, Yin, have you ever looked this far? It's hurting my brain. All right. We got this. Oh my gosh, is that it? Oh. There's more! And it's moving so fast. It's either True Vi or Life of Dolly. I think it was True Vi when they added it, to be honest. But we're also looking for Yin. Right, Dirk, exactly. If they made it alphabetical, it'd be so easy. This is good. This is helping me build my patience. I need this. This is good for my life. We have this super positive soundtrack in the background. Sneaky rat man. I've seen so many Lisas. Just some guy. It hurts. Oh, you saw that too, Rare Form. I bet I'll see it before you guys. Watch me miss it. Life's Dancer. So close. I feel like it's coming up soon. I can feel it in my loins. Yeah, I've been staring at it so long. When I look at the chat starts to move. I can't even pause it either, like, once I get there. They should have just made a scrollable list for people. Alright, as soon as you see my name, I need somebody to clip it, okay? Now this is super important. Now this is my entire life. Do you see that name? I'm not even gonna say it, but did you see that name? I'm surprised they left it like that. Yeah. They made sure that one was on the bottom. Rat toddler. What is going on? Oh my goodness. My eyes. They couldn't have given me a rough estimate of how long the list actually is. I've already invested so much of my life into this now. You saw Lonnie? I didn't even see it. I didn't see his name. Yeah, they do not restrict any of the names. Dolly. I'm about to take it. It's the closest I might get. I'm about to make myself believe that that was my name. Crocodile. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so your name can be in there multiple times if you did multiple games. Like my name should be in here twice technically, but I'm only trying to see it once. Welcome to the fam. I'm really focused right now. Oh my goodness. This is too much. Did they really put me on the bottom of the list? Han YOLO. Oh my goodness. I've seen so many names twice already, and I haven't seen my name not once. Well, I don't want to give up after coming so far. But like, wow. Even Elizabeth Swan is in here. No, it's not just repeating. People's names are supposed to be in here multiple times. They said that when they messaged all of us. The reward isn't even worth the time I've put into it, but I've invested so much time, I feel the need to invest even more time. Look at President Barack Obama's in here again. Seki. Bid. Oh my gosh. What if we all just missed my name multiple times? It's True Vi. Or Life of Dolly. But it's probably True Vi. Why? Why did I even want to see it in the first place? I regret starting this. Are we just gonna see if we can get to the end? Sneaky Ratman again? Sunk cost fallacy. Tragic. I feel like I can't even read anymore. What do we think? You think we're close, or should I give up? What if this is like those memes where you're digging and life's dancer again? And you're like, oh, I should just give up, but you're like one more dig from the treasure. Yo, all these people have been in here twice. Now I'm mad at the test just off of this list alone. Cardidi again? Schmoogle again. Potato guy again. I don't know. What if this whole time my name was something different than True Vi and Life of Dolly? And it actually passed multiple times and I've just been staring. Imagine. I think I'm going crazy staring at this list. Sugar Mommy again? Yeah, me too, kid. Wow, this is crazy. Oof. Sensei, welcome. Lonnie again? What if we all missed the name? Yin Ji? The fact that I don't know which name to look for is the most stressful thing. I'll take it. I don't even care. Uh-oh, my controller fell. I don't want to look away and miss something. Brit the Kit again? All right. I got this. This is good for my patience. I don't mind waiting at all. Even Detroit's on there before me. Oh my God, Steve. I mean, it can't go on forever. You know? Right? Right? Good. I dropped the controller again. Crispy blade. How long have I been staring at this list? No, it can't be cycling. That would make them liars, Crispy. There's definitely some new names in here. Oh my, Incinner? I know somebody. Truvai! With the period! That was me! Oh my gosh! It was me! Did you see me? That was me! Oh my gosh! Oh, wait, can somebody go back and clip it? Were we together yet? Yo, hi! I couldn't believe it! Wow! Goated. That's awesome. Yay! Alright, I need to get out of here. Oof. Okay. So this is the test. Final Revelation. Definitely check it out, guys. They have a bunch of stuff. So the original one is the test. It's just the test. And then there's the Hypothesis Rising. And then this is the third of the trilogy. Very, very good. Mufasa, I appreciate that. And I'm doing good. Yo, we made it. Ah! Oh my goodness. Derek, thank you so much. Hold on, I have to see this. Oh my, Incinner? I know somebody. Jawai! Period. That was me. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Look at me. I almost missed me. I know somebody. Yiddy! With the period. That was me. Oh my gosh. Echo. Did you see me? Wow, it's everybody. Yeah, because I'm like, I know Incinner. Truvai. Yeah. Echo. Hype. Oh my, Incinner? I know somebody. Truvai! With the period! That was me! Oh my gosh! It was me! Did you see me? Oh my, Incinner. I'm way too happy. I feel like that has to go on my, I don't know, something. That has to be my my Twitch like welcome. Just that, and everyone's gonna not get it, but I'll know. Sneaky, stop. It's okay. Thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. Hi. Wow. Yeah, and our names were together, bro. Ugh. Okay, what was I gonna say? Okay, so I know there was like a super sidetrack with how long that list was and the anxiety that it built and all that nonsense, but I do want to go back and just like a quick recap. I really recommend these tests because, as you saw, like in the end, it gets very deep. You know, it's very it just forges that reflection that I feel like is good for anybody. And it's very vulnerable to do it during stream because, you know, these are questions that I have to be very honest with myself about. But I definitely recommend doing them on your own. See your words, see what you get, you know, have it provoke some thought. They have a bunch of other tests as well outside of the Test Trilogy. I'm not super big fans of them, but maybe you'll like them. And yeah, I hope you guys like this stuff. I really, really enjoy it, and I wish I still had the VODs for when I played the test and the test Hypothesis Rising, but I do not. I know my words, and I can go back to my comments, but yeah, it's always something deep at the end, and it always like hits hard. And I was kind of confused at the end, honestly, because it said talented and then fantasy, and I was like, like, it just confused me. Why did it tell me about being talented, and then it said my secret word is fantasy? Pouts. Oh no, Pootie, I didn't. Hold on, I'm trying to see if anybody else. You guys saw when it said fantasy, right? Like, I'm not tripping. Now I'm like, am I tripping? Does nobody have my word? I can't filter by. I was very surprised that they chose the word talented for me. Not to say that I'm not talented, but just the types of questions. I'm like, where did they get it from, you know? But like the first and the second test, I feel like they always give me a word that I'm like, damn, it resonates for kind of where I'm at and where my mental state is at that time. Like I was saying before, it was blessing. So just saying that, like, you know, I'm good for people and like knowing my value and things like that. And then self-love, I think that was the other one, saying how, you know, basically I need to take care of myself too. And now it's saying, like, you know, like, you're talented, don't let all that potential go to waste because of XYZ. But they didn't explain the fantasy one. Like, you know how when we got the when I got what, blessing, they explained, they're like, blessing because blessing is blah 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 blah, and I was like, okay, bet. And then with self-love, they're like, because blah 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 blah. But with fantasy, they were like, your word's fantasy anyway, and I'm like, fantasy? What does that mean? You know what I mean? What do you mean fantasy? I don't get it. And I don't see another fantasy. Okay. I see self-love, accomplished, compassion, outsider, loved, angelic. All right. Let me leave my comment. Oh my gosh. Ow, ow, ow. It's too loud. I'm so sorry if that was really loud for anybody else. That was really loud for me. Oh snap! I did not know you've been low-key stocking up on the Playhouse points. I almost said Dolly Dollars too. I will add you to the list. I think it's you, Yin, Jasper, and Crispy. Ooh. This is my favorite part. Dirk. What sort of topic would you want in a letter? Or just like what kind of letter? Because I have a lot of ideas for my letters. And when I write them, I'm going to write them all around the same time. Okay, got it. I haven't thought this far. I haven't put any thought into this. Okay, got it. Let me just use it like this. First, blessing. Second, what is it? Is it self-love? Hold on. I have to check now. Super secret mission. Self-care. Okay, yeah, because I'm like, let me open up Discord and make sure. It's gonna be a letter that just says hi right in the middle. Self-care. Thank you. Oh. There we go. Self-care. Third, fantasy. I think that would be if it said, let's get physical. Bam, 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 bam. All right. So, did you guys like it? I love those games, and I know a lot of, for the new people, you guys haven't seen me play something like that before. I was kind of trapped on PlayStation, and then, you know, it's pretty much just been Rocket League as of lately. Okay, I'm glad. Arcane, hello. Oof, my goodness. Welcome to the fam. So, it is late. I do have to get off. But I really enjoyed that. I love sharing that kind of stuff with you guys, especially with the final message, just remembering that you're not alone, you know, whether you feel like you're suffering or you feel like you're misunderstood or whatever you're going through in your life. At the end of the day, you know, we're kind of all in this together. So definitely don't be afraid to lean on others and kind of dig within yourself and figure out what it's going to take to be that person for you as well. I will be on tomorrow. I'll be on YouTube around 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Definitely check out the YouTube. I'm doing my piano stuff there. And I do have a vlog. I didn't even mention this today. My vlog is posting at noon Eastern time tomorrow. Peanut Butter and JCW, welcome to the fam, guys. I appreciate it. Hello. And yeah, and then I'll be on Twitch after, so we'll see what we're playing. I have a bunch of obscure psychological games that I'd love to play, but tomorrow we might take it easy with some Rocket League and then Sims. So we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Definitely check out the YouTube. Subscribe. It's free. My other socials are here if you guys want to join the Discord for updates and all the other stuff. But yeah, good night. Have a wonderful night or day. Bye.